We fall into the trap often during times of crisis, during recessions, during a pandemic, that you want an easy way out, that people are looking for a quick fix. And students can quickly fall into a trap where they're spending a lot of money that they don't have for a program that had promised them jobs that don't exist. From Louisville, Kentucky. I grew up there, my entire childhood. Left for college, went to law school. I wanted to use a law degree really to help people, to use it in some form of activism. And then I came to DC to work at the Department of Education. And that is really where I started to see for-profit institutions like Corinthian, ITT Tech, targeting students from vulnerable populations.
Hey ladies, why can't you get an education?
Do something right now, you can't wait.
You're in the business of you.
Had the idea to start Student Defense, quickly convinced 2 colleagues to start it with me. We wanted to really make lasting policy change in this space through representing students. Many of the largest, most notorious predatory for-profit chains are gone. But you see the sector evolving, and now there is a lot of buzz and a lot of focus on short-term boot camps, especially in the tech sector.
So after the for-profits kind of crashed and burned, you kind of had 3 trends that overlapped and that played into each other, but that led us to where we are now. So first you had the macroeconomic environment. You had a huge amount of people being displaced out of jobs during the Great Recession, and that coincided with the rise of Web 2.0. Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, and these things were really new.
These are places that were growing by leaps and bounds, and they needed skilled workers.
CEOs were going around the country talking about the importance of hiring only on skills.
There's no need even to have a college degree.
Demand for tech talent is just exploding.
And what that created was this gold rush of startups in Silicon Valley and all of these privately owned and venture-backed boot camps.
Start your new career as a web developer in 3 months.
Coding boot camp could help you get in on the city's tech boom.
You can see the benefits of boot camps or short-term credentials.
In just 4 weeks, you can get such and such credential in order to be more marketable.
They can do it quickly. They may not have to pay anything up front.
They're solving a problem for an employer who's looking for skilled workers.
And that was really compelling for a lot of people. Like, policymakers and individuals wanted that to be true, that all you had to do was attend this school and that it would just kind of solve the problem of job displacement stemming from a recession.
We have the opportunity to promote programs that we call, for example, coding boot camp.
Non-traditional programs like boot camps, nano degrees, and coding schools to find candidates with the necessary skill set.
And now we're a few years down the road, and we've seen a lot of kind of the real dangers of the attention that went to these programs early on before there was any real proven concept.
Let me start by saying that there is a lot more good than there is bad in these spaces. But as long as there is a sliver of opportunity for a bad player to do something bad, they're going to do it. This is America.
These startups claim they would profitably, for themselves and their investors, consistently get people into really hard to access jobs.
They raised a lot of money. There's a lot of expectations, a lot of pressure to show growth. And so they begin to do things that are not in the best interest of students.
Come to find out that a lot of the curriculum consists of Google links.
We have class and no one's here, or we have class and the guy doesn't know what to teach us.
And so I felt cheated, like severely cheated.
One of the biggest cases that we've focused on has been the Lambda School.
So you want to be a web developer? Check this. Go to lambdaschool.com, sign up, pay nothing up front.
Or what was formerly called the Lambda School, now called Bloom Tech.
The reason that they rebranded, I suspect, was all the negative press they faced as it came to light how low quality their program was.
The school had been boasting 90% job placement rates.
Subsequent reporting showed that they were actually placing fewer than 1 in 3 people in jobs, and that the way that they were arriving at their 90% rate was that they would just arbitrarily exclude people.
They were not eligible for federal funds. Students had to sign up, often using an income share agreement, which put them on the hook for a percentage of their income down the line. And Lambda had told them, we don't get paid until you pay.
It came to light that they lied about whether they were selling off students' income share agreements.
They were not authorized to operate in the state of California, unbeknownst to many students.
California fined Lambda School $75,000 for operating without a license, and they just continued doing it, right? And there were no real consequences for anyone.
Once we started filing cases against Lambda School, one thing led to another, and we started getting flooded with these stories from students at other coding boot camps. And the stories were remarkably similar. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, good.
Good, good. Are there ways that we could bring in back litigation that would change policy for income share agreements to be treated under the law as private loans are?
I mean, I think this is pretty critical because it's deceptive and misleading under the Consumer Financial Protection Act to say an ISA is not a loan, which most ISAs have seen say in all caps, this is not a loan.
Because it'll still keep you from buying a house, getting a loan, all of those things. So
I think that we should put together a joint briefing for congressional staff and congressional members, because I think we can create some precedent around how these programs are represented to students.
We as a society need to help upskill America's workforce. It is a necessity. It is something we owe workers. The problem is it's hard to distinguish between the good players and the bad players.
For years and years, we've seen companies operating by the same playbook. So we really need to get at the root of the issues here and once and for all put in some sort of front-end protections, accountability measures that prevent programs from operating unless their students are getting jobs and their students can afford to pay back any loans that are taken out for the school.
As this landscape evolves, policies and systems and oversight need to be asking the critical questions about how are the learners actually being served? Are those promises that are being made being kept?
Education is something we have to invest in. And the best way for us to not have these kind of snake oil salesmen selling people the dream of a meaningful career is to have a post-secondary educational system that really provides opportunity for people and that is broadly accessible.